Well, hey there, everybody. It's Jayborino. Welcome back to Starcraft 2 Wings of Liberty. I have not recorded for several days here, and the longer I wait in between recordings, the less confident I feel, but let's just go ahead and get into it. We're on the third Protoss mission.
I return to our ruined homeworld of Ire. The Zerg infestation still covered much of our beloved world. The desiccated remains of the Overmind were still there. A grim reminder of battles lost and battles won.
Desiccated. That's not, that's not something. That's not a word you hear every day.
I remember the fall of Ire. Much like the idea of having to see it all again. Guess there's nothing for it.
At the very apex of its victory against us, the Zerg Overmind grew overconfident. Now, all that was left of the mighty Overmind was a twisted, withered husk. I needed to understand whatever memories lingered within the creature's rotting mass. Only by making contact with the gargantuan tendrils connected directly to its cortex could I learn its secrets. Yet its countless minions, which seemed to be feeding from its dead husk, would prove somewhat problematic.
So problematic for you, Zeratul. Is this the loading screen? I still have a loading screen. Alright, I'm going to hop out here and check my sound to make sure I'm in good shape, because, yep, I did. I turned StarCraft down. What was I thinking? Why would I ever turn StarCraft down, you might ask? But don't you worry. Big StarCraft's coming back up to normal sound levels. There we go. I apologize if that was a little quiet there at that introduction. Anyway, Echoes of the Future. The achievements are to finish it in under 20 minutes, which is a tall order even on hard. I think that's certainly one of the harder achievements to do. There is a way to cheese it with Zeratul. You can do it with just Zeratul by blinking around at the beacons and do it in like 2 minutes. I'm not going to do that. It's not very fun. And then also to have a certain number of kills on Zeratul. We'll certainly get that one. I really don't plan on going from under 20 minutes. If you go and watch my uncommented playthrough, I was very close. I think I was like 23 minutes. You could probably use that as a guide if you're having trouble. But right now, I don't think I'm going to be doing any sort of rushing. I just kind of want to play the mission. Because I'll be honest, this is probably one of my lesser favorite missions.
I must find a way to establish a foothold and summon reinforcements to keep the Zerg at bay. Service of Ire.
And, okay.
This faithful observer has kept watch since the evacuation. Its abilities will certainly prove useful now.
Oh boy. Alright, Zeratul, whatever you say.
Some of these abandoned structures remain functional. We shall make use of them. This ancient beacon still thrums with power. I wonder... I've heard tales of the mighty colossi sealed away beneath Ire. The beacon must have awoken these fearsome guardians.
So we'll just leave those colossi up there.
The Zerg perceive a threat to their dead master.
You gonna talk some more? So much crappy exposition.
I will erase.
Okay, we'll leave the colossi up there. Obviously, colossi are incredible and great, so...
The Zerg will keep coming until we are dead. I must find the Overmind's cortex and discover what I can from it.
You know, I forget who it was. It may have been Telenil who actually pointed this out in a comment, but so much of StarCraft 2, it's just... all the dialogue is like exposition for some way to play the game. Whereas if you look back to StarCraft Brood War, so much of it was... it was plot. It was plot development. It was just talking portraits that they used to develop the plot, which was pretty incredible.
If we use our observers wisely, we can scout the area before putting ourselves at risk.
See? Like, I don't... as the player, I don't really need to be told to use my observers. Like, that's just something that you learn to do because you're playing the game. I don't get it. Well, I lost an observer there because I'm a clown, but whatever, I was ranting. But yeah, just so much of it is just wasted, I feel like. The original StarCraft, so much was done. So much was discovered through talking portraits, and in this game, it's like nothing. But oh well. Alright, let's get going. Again, I haven't played for a while. I feel a little rusty. Let's go ahead and grab some of this. We'll go through 2 more probes on here.
These warp gates appear to be functional. Perhaps there's a chance.
Oh, there's a chance, alright.
We must be prepared to defend our base. The Zerg are on the move.
Okay, so yeah, the Zerg in this mission are tough to defend against. This mission certainly teaches you how to defend your base while also having to move out at the same time. So that's why I really don't want to rush. Again, I don't really care for this mission, I'll be honest. I don't really like it. I think there's a lot of pressure to not die while also attacking, and doing it in 20 minutes is a tall order, and I just don't care for it that much. So I plan on just sort of taking my time, playing the mission like normal, and then we'll see where we are. But we'll certainly get all those kills on Zeratul. I think you only need 50 kills, and we're already halfway there, so we'll get it. Pick up all this stuff, and then we can go ahead and grab a robotics facility, which is going to happen. I'm just going to keep making sure I make probes as well, and start making some stalkers. We're going to be doing a mix of Stalker Colossus here. Go ahead and grab my second gas as well. And Zeratul can just, like, destroy all these infested Terrans. I imagine that these Terrans were here from probably Raynor's Raiders. Like, these are infested Raynor's Raiders from Episode 3. Maybe. I don't know. That's just kind of what I gather. But the map is certainly different because, like, this is the Overmine and Raynor was kind of up in here. Unless the map is rotated, which is, you know, would make sense too. So that's fine. I am stacking a lot of stuff on gas, even though I don't necessarily have to. That's okay, though, because... Okay, Zeratul, don't overextend now. I guess I just sort of lost track of him, but we're fine. There's nothing that says that he needs to be above a certain health or anything like that, so... Okay, my robo facility's done, so let's go ahead and get a robotics bay so that we can start making Colossi. And then we're just going to be like non-stop Colossus training, basically. So we'll get that, and we'll get a Templar, or a Twilight Council. We'll get a pylon back here. We'll just start non-stop making probes. We'll get a Zealot or 2 that'll help us defend. We also have that +1 that'll help a lot against Zerglings. Well, probably not, because I assume the Zerg kind of came with a pre-packaged +1 upgrade that's very nice. What was I talking about before Zeratul wouldn't shut up about telling me to use my observers, which apparently takes 30 seconds as opposed to a small quip? But whatever. Generally, a good way to defend is just have Zeratul hanging out over here, and you can use Void Prism on the Nidus that pops out. And then up here, your Colossi are more than enough to help you defend, so... With, oh wait, I can make Warp Gates. What am I doing? I forgot about that. Also, taking these little pillars... You have to, like, there's one up here. I'm sorry, no, there's one up here, and then there's one up here. Powering those puts you in direct risk of getting murdered, or at least the buildings up there, so just power them. Just power them and then ignore them and let them die, because, like, you're not going to be able to save them, basically. So we have too many probes. I want to start my Colossi. I'm doing this all with hotkeys. I'm trying to get better with using exclusively hotkeys. I think I'm decent with using hotkeys when I'm macroing, but when I'm microing, it's a lot harder. Where are you? There he is. All right, Void Prism him and attack him, Zeratul. And then this one, well, I guess we can just attack it with the Colossi, but the Nidus, these Nidus rooms have a lot more health than normal, so focusing on them is... See, I didn't even kill it. It's better to just kill the units that come out of it on the side that you're defending with Colossi. I feel like the Colossi unit model is so much larger. They probably made it smaller eventually. I don't really know, though. Alright, let's keep making probes. Let's go ahead and grab some pylons. Basically, I want to have about 2 Colossi at home at all times to help defend, and then we'll use a Zealot Stalker to move out later. But especially with Zeratul as well, we'll be just fine. So let's take this stuff. We have, 3 minutes. We can take these Colossi too for now. Move up our observer. Okay, no problem. So let's just hang out here, grab this. Let's send a probe up here. We're going to power this and the gateway. Now, the optional objective is to power these obelisks, not the warp gates. So I remember in my very first playthrough of this, I guess I just like didn't get it or something. I don't really know. And what I ended up doing was I powered the gateway or the warp gate and didn't realize that I had to power just the obelisk. And then I ended up not getting the optional objective because I didn't realize it until it was too late. I guess I was just a really stupid... I don't know. Either way, let's get some more gateways. In fact, because these are warp gates, I can make them back here. It just doesn't matter. Also, having more cannons is a good idea, too. Doing this, though, does allow you to warp in units.
We were trapped within the gate's energy matrix when it was deactivated. You have our thanks.
They were trapped in the energy matrix for what's it been, like 8 years? Or, you know, the in-game time's less than that, I know, but it's like, that's a long time. All right, Probe, you just hang out over here. We have a minute 27, so let's take all this stuff and just sort of clean out over here and make sure that we're back. All right, watch out for the spore crawlers. It'd be silly to lose things to that. And I want to clean out this creep. Get on the spine crawler. Don't needlessly waste units. Oh no, High Templar. Okay, that's good. And we also hit our first. We got our first little beacon thing, so that's fine. You guys come on down here, and we're gonna jump on the Nidus that pops out. We'll send a probe up here.
The Zerg seek to overwhelm our base.
Yeah, they do. Okay, gateway. And then just more Colossi. You'll hit like a critical mass of Colossi and be able to win this. Now, I ideally would have started moving out already. But, oh well. Alright, you Colossi come on up here. Hang out. That one's pretty far up. This one's also kind of far up, so just use this. We can kill this one very fast. I think I lost that single... yeah, see, they always prioritize going up here, which is silly. Okay, so here's our other group, which is good. Now, I might... You can take this expansion. It's not necessary, so I'm not going to. But let's go ahead and get level 1 of that, and then now I have to rebuild pylons. Okay, the Zerg are still pissed, so now they start attacking down here, but they can't see up on this ramp, so you throw some guys up there and just immediately murders them. Where did that stuff come from? There's a single... whatever. I realize these Colossi models might seem larger because they're up on the ridge, so they're closer to the camera, and then also it seems like I'm a little more zoomed in than normal. I don't know if that's true or not, or I just might be making that up. I'm not really sure. More pylons is not true at all. Let's go ahead and queue up a bunch. We're going to make a bunch of stalkers, and then we'll probably move out and just try to make this happen. I'll make an Archon, honestly. I'm not going to micro enough to make this happen, so... okay, so anything new, let's leave it home. I'm 102 of 106. Oh, well, it's a Colossi. I'm such an idiot. I was about to lose my shit. Okay. No problem. So let's take this stuff. We're gonna start pushing up in this direction. Zeratul, why don't you go ahead and come on up here? We'll go ahead and get our first beacon. Go ahead and blink. Blink up here. But blink. Blink. Oh, you need vision to blink. What am I? Sorry, I play a lot of Dota. You don't need vision to blink. You just blink, and it just happens. So, whoops. All right, we got a really good fighting force here.
The first overmind tendril. I sense pain, surprise, death.
Well, he was probably surprised that we killed the shit out of him because he thought he was immortal. So it's like, surprise, cockbad, you're dead. And then that's probably what Zeratul felt. So that was a waste of a tendril. Like, you didn't learn anything, Zeratul. Good job. Okay, more Colossi for home. And Zeratul we'll just let hang out down here for the Nidus that comes out on this side. We'll make some Zealots to help us defend. I think that this group is enough to kind of push through. Oh, that's a large amount of stuff. They're not going to fungal growth because they're idiots. So we're just, like, move in here. We need to get some stalkers over here on this Broodlord. Focus the Broodlord. My Colossi can kill everything else. And again, we'll just keep making stalkers at home. But I don't have enough gas. So, oh, I've been missing a, whoops. Missing a little guy in there. I made an extra forge, and it was not worth it because I couldn't afford it anyway. Not enough gas for that. So there's my next beacon that I've cleared.
The Zerg are coming.
Alright, so let's just hang out here. I think we have enough stuff. Yeah, we have 2 Colossi here, and then Zeratul will defend in this direction. So let's auto-attack with this stuff up here. Just to kind of keep this going. Meanwhile,
My burdens.
there it is. So we're going to avoid Prism that and kill it, hopefully in time. And then also we're going to hopefully kill everything that we need to kill up here while we're getting attacked. This stuff should be able to be held off. They're pushing pretty hard, so get on up there. As you can see, they're still coming. Let's get some Zealots in here. Yeah, my Colossi just absolutely annihilate that. There you go. They're attacking up here. Zeratul can handle it, though. Zeratul just walk up here and then over here to the beacon. Meanwhile, we're slowly clearing out this stuff. I need to rally up units up there. Mostly Stalkers, I'd say. So let's take these Stalkers, walk them up here, attack here, and then meet up with our group.
State thy bidding.
I mean, we've destroyed a lot of the defenders. My poor Archon is gonna die. Let's move him back just a little bit. You guys back up. You guys back up. The Stalkers, you don't need to risk it.
I sense death and joy. Erase the demons.
Okay, let's keep attacking. Zeratul, get over to the next beacon. You know, we might be kind of close to finishing this by 20 minutes, but again, I wasn't really attempting to, but we'll be close.
The third overmind tendril. I sense satisfaction in a plan set in motion long ago. And fear of the future.
Alright, Zeratul, come on. Come on, Zeratul. So if he didn't talk so fucking much, then maybe we would be able to finish this. In fact, I don't know if it counts for when you get on the beacon or not, but we're about to win. Let's blink over here. And that's pre-20 minutes, technically.
Fourth overmind tendril. I sense an end. I must go to the overmind cortex to understand.
And, yep, alright, under 20 minutes.
Greetings, brother. I speak to you from the beyond. Tassadar. But you died, slaying this cursed overmind. I have never tasted death, Zeratul, nor shall I. But that is a tale for another time. I have come to tell you of this creature's courage. Courage? It was an abomination. Not always. The Zerg were altered. A single overriding purpose was forced upon them. The destruction of our people. The Overmind was formed with thought and reason, but not free will. It screamed and raged within the prison of its own mind. Who did this? Why? I know not, but the Overmind found a way to resist its all-consuming directive. It created a chance, a hope of salvation. The Queen of Blades. Madness. Only she can free the Zerg from slavery, and in so doing, save all that is from the flame. I do not understand, brother. Forget what you know, Zeratul. The Overmind saw a vision. The end of all things. And now, you must see it too. No. This vision. I cannot bear it. Stop.
Alrighty, let's see. Yeah, so Zeratul kills 50 units. We certainly did, because we got 60 and then completed in under 20 minutes. I'm impressed with myself that I did that, because I went into this so positive I wouldn't be able to do it. In fact, that's why I wasn't recording. I waited like 4 days to record this. I mean, I don't keep a huge backlog, like usually slightly less than a week. So I waited till like the last minute to record this, and I was just like, I was like, it's gonna be so long, but I ended up killing it, I guess, so... Gotta have confidence, gotta have confidence. I feel like I just complained a lot this mission. That's why I was saying I didn't like this mission this much. I feel like the Nidus worms were just kind of thrown in as like a way of like, I don't know, making the mission kind of interesting, and it didn't really work. Like, they clearly wanted to make it so you interacted with the Overmind a little bit, and then they needed some reason to make the mission somewhat fun, and it really isn't that fun. It's just kind of annoying that you have to keep a few units at home to defend against the increasingly overwhelming Zerg attacks. Anyway, we made it back. That kind of reminded me of playing the end of Episode 3 in Mass Recall, of attacking the Overmind. I went in with that giant fleet of carriers and battlecruisers. That was one of the most fun missions of the whole Mass Recall maps and mod. Anyway, let's go. See what we could talk to on the Hyperion. Usually gives us dialogue options in between. I think a lot of people don't realize that you can leave the lab and you don't have to go mission to mission to mission to mission. Go and talk to people, and Raynor will say different things. Like, I'm seeing some shit. And then they're like, don't worry, Jim. And that's pretty much it. But whatever. You might see something funny on the news.
You look haunted. You've been seen into the spirit world, and you learned something you don't like. It's Kerrigan.
Seems the Overmind made Kerrigan to free the Zerg. Something put him on a collision course with the Protoss. It's all gone wrong. Everything's twisted. And there's something out there that's set to destroy us all.
Zerg. Protoss. He's a strong recess. How terrible. How powerful is something that plays with their fates?
So this mission was pretty short, so after I do all the dialogue, I think I'll probably take like 2 or 3 minutes and just talk about the lore at this point of what we've learned.
Nuke noodles. Call down the flavor.
All right. Let's see if Swan has anything to say. He does.
You know, I've been watching the logs. Those damn Protoss are still way ahead of us. I can't believe some of the stunts they can pull off.
Tell me about it. They've learned some new tricks since the last time we fought.
I mean, come on. Since when could they warp in guys just anywhere? I thought they needed some kind of gateway at least.
Not just anywhere. They need a pylon or another power source close by. Still, they've been working to improve their tech, just like us.
Yeah, since when have Protoss been able to warp in just fucking anywhere, Blizzard? Okay, let's go to the bridge and see if Matt Horner wants to talk.
Damn, Matt. I don't even know what to make of this last vision from the crystal. Zeratul was looking for more clues about the end of the universe. This time, he was on Ire.
Ire. What was he looking for?
He was trying to find out why the Overmind made the Queen of Blades in the first place.
She's the one that's gonna destroy the universe?
No. That's just it. I think she's the only one that can save it.
Weird. Laboratory. Dr. Hansen doesn't want to talk to us. Our Protoss tank leveled up a little bit, so go ahead and read this if you want. I actually kind of like Stedman's notes. Some of them are kind of funny. Alright, Research Console. So now we can get our automated refineries, which I talked at length at the end of the last mission why I'm going to get those. So I'm not going to do it again, but there we go. We get it. Of course I'm going to get science vessels. Of course I'm going to get tech reactors, which completely invalidates me buying the upgraded medic facilities, but oh well. And then I'll probably get the side disruptor. just because it's real good. The Hive Mind emulator is really good on the last mission. Whether you go air or ground, it's pretty good. Both of these are pretty much good and used almost exclusively just on the last mission, but whatever. We'll worry about that. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. It's not really even a bridge. I'm sitting in a chair. I'm talking to myself in my own home, and sometimes I worry about myself a little because that's what I'm doing at this very moment. Anyway, so what we've learned is that the Overmind had an overriding directive to kill the Protoss. We kind of knew that from Brood War. He wanted... But, I don't know, I was under the sense that he wanted to assimilate the Protoss because the Zerg and the Protoss were like yin and yang. They were created by the Xel'Naga, and I remember the Overmind even said it, that the Protoss are the purity of form and the Zerg are the purity of essence. So you combine them and you have the ultimate being, hence the hybrids being like a perfect being, super powerful and whatever. So we're now learning that the Overmind was actually a slave, which isn't true because we do know that, again, this is all retcon. If you read in the original StarCraft manual, there was extensive lore written about the Zerg and the Protoss being creative, extensive lore about the Xel'Naga creating them, and how the Zerg basically evolved almost in secret and then turned against the Xel'Naga and destroyed the Xel'Naga. So the Xel'Naga didn't just like quietly go extinct. The Zerg actually made the Xel'Naga go extinct. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but that's pretty much what happened. And then they're adding in this Amon thing, adding like this twisted little seed to the Zerg and adding the hive mind. And it's like, no, the Xel'Naga particularly gave them a hive mind. And the idea is the larvae that you see around the hatchery, those are actual Zerg. And then the Zerg that you morph are different strains that they've assimilated. So I don't know. I don't really like this retcon. I don't mind if they were to have added a retcon, but this I felt like was a little too extreme. And follow me on this journey. What is Warcraft 3? How did Warcraft 3 end? And I'm not talking about the Frozen Throne. I'm talking about the expansion. Or, not the expansion. I'm talking about the original game. You had 3 warring races, and then you had some overarching bad guy who was about to destroy the world. And then all 3 races unite, and they fight the big bad guy. What's happening now? You have 3 races at war. They're slowly coming together, and they're going to fight the big bad guy. Blizzard has taken a cool, gritty, sci-fi, I don't know, RTS, basically, and they're turning it into Warcraft 3, which is fantasy and just, like, space magic. And I'm not really behind that 100%. I know that people bitch endlessly about this game, but I figure I'd just take some time and explain it. Like, I'm not trying to just be a dick about it. I'm trying to explain the reasoning on why it just doesn't make much sense. Another thing, too, is you see a parallel between StarCraft Brood War and the Frozen Throne, where you have, like, the anti-hero winning. Like, there's parallels between Arthas and Kerrigan. Like, they're the same character. And it just... I don't know. It just isn't... It's not original. Like, I want to see something new from these games. I guess Diablo is different, I guess, but Diablo 1 ended with your hero being corrupted and being turned evil. Like, Blizzard follows these same themes, and they were good the first time, and they were a little less good the second time, and now I don't care. I don't want... Like, you made Kerrigan into an asshole, leave her that way, but no, now she's redeemed, and... I don't know. It was just too extreme. Too extreme in that sense, and then also just the rehashing of Legacy of the Void, by the end, I feel like is going to just be the end of Warcraft 3. And people love Warcraft 3, but this isn't Warcraft 3. Whatever. Alright, I just think the whole Amon subplot, it just wasn't well thought out. They barely even touch on it in Wings of Liberty. You just have these 4 missions, and then that's it. And then the artifact obviously cures Kerrigan. And it's just not... For StarCraft 2 being a trilogy, there's way too much emphasis on the individual races as opposed to all the races being involved in one larger plot. And that is what happened in Brood War, and that's what StarCraft 2 is lacking, in my opinion, is that idea of that there's a larger storyline that all the races are involved in, and you play as one viewpoint of that, as opposed to your viewpoint is the only thing that you really give a shit about, and we just do stupid things like propaganda against Mansk, robbing trains, stealing artifacts that we don't know what they do, and it really doesn't contribute to a much larger storyline. And it's just like, okay, we're going to make these artifacts cure Kerrigan, and then we'll figure out what to do next, as opposed to having it planned out. And if it was planned out, it's just then that just means that they were just said, well, we have Warcraft 3, let's just try to copy Warcraft 3 because people seem to like that. Alright, that's enough ranting about this. It's not that I hate these games. I think as themselves, they're good, but I came in with too many expectations from Brood War. I think a lot of people agree, but that doesn't mean I don't like these games for what they are. That's enough for me. I'm not really ornery about it. I just felt like, kind of explaining out a lot of these things, but I will see you next time for In Utter Darkness. Hopefully I don't fuck it up. See you then. Bye.